Thanks for the music. What I'm going to go over, this presentation is Traffic Fusion. It's at trafficfusion.com. It is based on two things. A style of marketing that I was taught, that I use, makes me a lot of money, and then software that I developed to just put this thing on steroids. And that's why it says powered by HyperJava, because that's a software that I developed proprietary just for me to run this type of marketing. Let me ask this question. What's the difference between McDonald's and Coca-Cola in terms of where you go to buy their products? Anybody want to take a stab at that? What's that? You're on the right track. What's the difference between where you go to buy it? That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You're all on the right track, and that was the exact answer, is that with McDonald's, there has never been a time in your life where you've ever walked in to any other place other than McDonald's to buy a Big Mac or a quarter pounder with cheese or whatever, an apple pie or whatever it is you buy there. Every time you go to buy a Big Mac, McDonald's did market research and found out the right location to put a McDonald's. They used brick and mortar. They hired employees to get you there to buy a Big Mac. And then after you buy the Big Mac, they simply say, would you like a Coke with that? And that's the difference. Coca-Cola has never, ever had a store called Coca-Cola. You've never, not that I know, am aware of, walked into a store that said Coca-Cola and walked in and bought a Coke and walked out. Coca-Cola integrates their product where other people are buying like-minded products. So how can you look in that into your business? That's the big question. And I'm not here to tell you that there's anything wrong with all the conventional ways of traffic. I use them all that I know of mostly at this point in my business. But I think we focus too much on those things such as Google AdWords and search engine optimizations and all these different things, and then we look at everybody else that's doing the same thing as our competitor. Coke never said McDonald's is our competitor. Coke said they have the same customer that I want. When the customer is buying the product, let's piggyback off that sale. So how can you make your product, would you like a Coke with that? What you need to do is reframe who you think your competitors are, because they're not your competitors. They're your future partners. Isn't it great to have somebody with a product, let's say in the health industry, I'm giving this example and I'm going to tell you why, that has a product that gives you six-pack abs. And you're selling a product that gives you better-looking buns. Could you go out and do AdWords for people that are looking to get tighter, firmer butt, right? You could do that, certainly, right? Wouldn't it be great if there was a person that was selling an ebook on six-pack abs, and he was doing very, very well, and he had the JV partners, and he had the kick-ass sales copy, and he had the squeeze page, and he split tests, and he's doing 10, 20, 30, 100 products a day, and you simply approached that person and said, can I put my product on your thank you page? So when your buyers see how to get a tighter six-pack, we'll give them my product that sells for $47, we'll give it to your members for $27, and I'll give you 75% commission instead of 50. Who would say no to that? So I gave this presentation, very similar. Yannick Silver said to me, Mike, I've got these people that are in my mastermind group. At the next underground seminar, would you come in on Thursday? There's going to be about 50 people in the room. Can you give a presentation? I said, yeah, I'll give a presentation on this topic. And the reason why I use that health product right there is there happened to be a guy who has a phenomenal business, and I know him. He's in the Maverick Business Adventures Extreme Vacation Club that I'm in, and he has the #1 selling product on ClickBank in the health and fitness. Might be #2 at this point, #3. At the time, it was #1. It's called TruthAboutAbs.com. Because I don't want to give you the exact numbers. You figure it out where it's somewhere in between that. That's a lot of sales every single day. This guy's got it switched on when it comes to affiliates and Google AdWords, and he gets buyers and brings in a lot of money. You know what that means? Let's take a lower number than the actual. That means that there are customers every single day that see his thank you page, that already have their credit card out. If you can start identifying people that you thought were your competitors and simply say, how can I get my product that complements their product on their thank you page, I've got not only traffic, but I've got the best traffic in the world. Somebody that just bought something. The barrier of trust has been broken, and they're ready to buy more things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. This is called integration marketing. The phrase was coined by Mark Joyner. I spoke about it briefly in the Butterfly Marketing Manuscript. I used it in my business. It was taught to me by Mark Joyner. There's two other people that I know. In fact, I know Keith Wellman does it a lot. It was part of his lead generation strategy. Two other people I know that do it as part of their main focus of their business. One of them is Telman Knutson, and the other is Michael Rasmussen. Mark Joyner was doing this before I even knew that you could make money on the internet with his company that's no longer around. Aesop was his original company when he was doing a lot of internet marketing. So I started using these things that I'm going to go over that Mark Joyner taught me, and I started implementing them in my business, not only as a side way to get traffic, but as the major focus of my business. This is the most stealth way that you can market. None of your competitors really know what you're doing because they're not buying other people's products and seeing your ads. Okay, so let's get started. I'll break down all these things for you. I forgot to tell you. A person comes up to me that's doing this, and he says, "Hey, Mike, my name's Craig Ballantyne. Do you remember me at Yannick's event?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I remember you signed up for the Maverick Business Adventures with Yannick." He says, "Yeah." He says, "You know, I took my business, $1,000 a month, doing exactly what you told me." And I didn't even remember what I told him. I said, "Really? Where's my flip video? I want to get this on camera. What happened?" And he said, "You gave that presentation about identifying competitors, and you actually mentioned Mike Geary." And I knew Mike from a previous trip I went to Baja with. He said, "I had a health product. I went to Mike and I said, 'Mike, can I put my ad on your thank you page?'" And he said, "Yeah." So that was one of the people he contacted. He started contacting other people with his product that's health related, and he's focusing now on other people that already have the customers that he has, and he's just giving them a larger percentage of the affiliate commission and giving those customers a discount. So here's what we're going to learn today. What traffic fusion is, where to use the traffic fusion method in your marketing, the 5 keys to making an absolute fortune with traffic fusion, turbocharged back-end driven integration. I'm going to show you the what I call, it's the evil flow. It took me 2 years to work out exactly. I mean, I was making money the day I started it, but I'm going to show you